Once again, I am putting a disclaimer in the beginning of this video. It didn't work last time, so I'm so excited for it to not work again. In this video, I am not talking about the attractiveness of the actors. I know, they're kids. I am talking about how they look portraying a character because that's what they're doing. Anyways, I've been seeing things that the actor that plays Azula in the Netflix's live-action Avatar series has been fired from playing Azula in Season 2. Now, I'm pretty sure this is fake, but I think it does bring up a good point. I don't think she fits playing Azula, like, at all. She's just Asian and has black hair. Other than that, there's nothing similar between them. The biggest part of Azula's character is that she's intimidating. When she gives orders and goes on her evil monologues, you can tell that everyone is scared of her, and you actually buy it when she does that and how characters react that way. And what helps with that is how the character looks. The actor that plays her does the evil monologues and tries to be intimidating with the other characters around her. But as an audience member, I don't buy that shit at all. You got this baby, chubby-faced little girl talking about what she's gonna do, and everyone around her is like shriveling and getting scared. Watching that, I'm like, really? Really? Also, on top of it, people are like beating around the bush with this because there are dick riders that will go to the grave for her now. But I don't think she's a good actor. Like, it is middle school play level acting. It is my level of acting. I need to find the Avatar to restore my honor. This is the end for you, Fire Lord. This war ends now. Aang, you put too much on yourself. You are not the Avatar. We are. I think the fact that she doesn't fit her character she's playing isn't doing her any favors, but even taking that out, she's just not a good actor. Right now, at least. Maybe she'll get better when she's older, but for right now, nah. The parts when she's not even trying to be intimidating and just talking normally, I'm just sitting there and just being like, what the actual fuck? I heard that her father has some power when it comes to the casting choices for the roles, which explains a lot. Of course a father would pick his daughter. No one's gonna say that's not a reasonable thing to do. I can see why he did it, but was it the right decision? No. He is setting up his own daughter for disaster, giving her a role that doesn't fit her, and on top of that, she's not ready for these big time roles where she's gonna get all this attention. Look, I feel bad for her because she's getting a lot of negative feedback from her role, but everyone giving that feedback, we're not just gonna lie and say she's good just to not hurt her feelings. I don't even think it's her fault. Yes, she signed up for this and wanted this role, but I feel like there should have been someone to sit her down and tell her that she's not ready for this big of a role, and also she just doesn't fit this role even. We all have dreams, and it's always a cute thing to always say, chase your dreams, chase your dreams. You know, that works if life was a Disney movie, but in real life, it's chase your realistic dreams. Growing up, I always loved sports, especially basketball, and I dreamed of being an NBA player. But the only problem was, I grew up to be 5'10", skinny, and not that athletic. I had to keep it real with myself, and the people around me also kept it real with me. People always say, you think LeBron didn't work hard and was just born with it? No, LeBron worked extremely hard and deserves all the success he has with basketball. But guess what? He grew up to be 6'9" and athletic. I could have worked just as hard as LeBron, but guess what? I'm not 6'9". Also, I wouldn't even get close to the same athletic level as him. It's just genetics. We are all put on this earth for a purpose. It might take us a while to find it, and we might think some things are the purpose of our life that aren't on the way, but we do have a purpose. The girl that plays Azula, she has a lot of yes men around her that aren't keeping it real with her. She might be a great actress someday, but for right now, she is not ready for this big of a role. To be honest, I think a lot of actors in this show fall into that category. And this is where I get the fact that this Netflix Avatar show has the worst casting of all time. I'm gonna keep this fucking blunt as possible. They are all terrible actors. Watching this show, it was a challenge. If this wasn't an Avatar show, I would have never watched the whole season. And a main reason why is because there are so many moments where you can see how bad of an actor they are. There are just so many moments where they just take you out of it. Over and over again, you get locked in, and then there's a dumbass moment when they just have the worst acting of all time. I am sorry, but the worst actor of them all is for sure the girl that plays Katara. Oh my goodness. I couldn't take any of her dialogue seriously. She forces her facial expressions so much, and it's absolutely terrible.
I've held myself back. Blame myself for what happened to my mother. No more. I told myself that there's no use in fighting because I'll always lose. But I get it now. We fight even if we're going to lose. Even if we're going to get hurt. We fight because we can.
Really, nigga?
This is my level of acting. Do I need to show you my skills again? Like the Azula thing, her dad chose her so I can understand why she was picked. But I have no fucking clue why they picked this girl to play Katara. They really couldn't find anyone better? I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you just don't got it. You might as well put me in a wig out there and you'll get the same performance. I am telling you, this whole show is a middle school play level of acting. I think the best actor out of all of them is Sokka. There wasn't a moment where I was like, oh brother, this guy stinks. But let me tell you, everyone else makes me do that multiple times. I am just talking about the main cast, by the way. Like Aang, Sokka, Katara, Zuko, and Azula. Sokka was fine, everyone else was terrible, and Katara was the worst. The one thing that I could give to the actor that plays Katara is that she fits her in terms of looks, so that's a plus. I said this in my video for the trailer. Avatar doesn't work in live action, it just looks off. But somehow they made it worse than I thought it would be. The only reason why this show is getting a second season and why it was popular was because it's an Avatar remake and everyone loves Avatar. People love that show and will consume any type of content from it now, whether it's good or bad. You get that certain type of attention for a little bit, but if you keep putting out trash, people will stop watching. Just look at Star Wars and the MCU. Everyone loved those franchises and before would watch anything from them, but then they started to put out too much trash and they lost the ability to put out trash and people still watch it. I don't know if they will make enough Avatar content to get to that point because it takes a while for a diehard fan to lose its diehardness. That's not a word, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Right? But what do I know? I'm just a guy in his parents' attic.